Today we are going to discuss a very important chapter in orthopedics or in medical science, the congenital malformation. The congenital malformation is a very big chapter in medical science. Different so many different faculties are working in this field. This is the congenital malformation is a very big chapter in medical science, like from simple cleft lip, cleft palate, facial asymmetry, chest deformity, rib deformity, to hand problems, hand deformities, congenital hand deformity, hip deformity, and lower limbs deformity, and there's so many even internal, like cardiac abnormalities, cardiac deformities. So many different faculties, different parts of the body can be involved in this process in a congenital malformation. So child is born with some kinds of deformity. They have not disease, they have not occurred the disease, just they are born, and born child as like a deformed child was born. This is very common deformities. So many deformities are this. So it can be dealt by the plastic surgeon, can be dealt by the neurosurgeon, by the chest surgeon, by the cardiac surgeon, can be dealt by the GI surgeons, it can be dealt by the orthopedic surgeons. So many fields are involved in this, treating the patients of congenital malformation. But the big chapters also related with the orthopedics also. But today we are going to discuss very common problems, those who are very important, especially for the graduates. Only those things we are going to discuss. And one deformity is very important in this regards is CTEV, congenital talipes equinovarus. Simply it is called club foot. Simply it is called club foot. Club foot. Simply is called a club foot. So this is club foot is basically the congenital talipes equinovarus deformity is club foot. This is very common deformity. Usually 1 to 4 in 1,000. 1 to 4 in 1,000 live birth. If a 1,000 live birth is formed, so 1 to 4 child have a club foot. So very common. This is a very common problem. This is a very common problem. Club foot is a very common problem. It can be bilateral or it can be unilateral. It can be unilateral or it can be bilateral. It can be unilateral. It can be bilateral. It can be bilateral. 50% cases, 40 to 50% cases is bilateral. 50% cases it is a bilateral. 1 to 4 live births. It is more common in male. It is more common in male. Male is more affected than female. It is more affected in male. It is more affected in male. Male is more affected. First child is affected more. First child born is affected more than others. So these are the very important parts. So in this case, this cause is very unknown. Cause is very not clear. It is multifactorial deformity. It can be due to genetic problem, can be due to some amniocentesis, or can be due to some constraints in the uterus. So adjective, environmental factor and genetic factor, so many factors are involved in this case, but not a single strictly you can say it is not a, this is due to this and this is due to, so multifactorial, genetic and environmental both are involved in this process. So, so the cause is very not very clear, or you cannot say this problem is maybe due to this problem, but this CTEV is very common. So you did not very expensive method to diagnose this case. So either it is not necessary for any lab diagnosis is important. It is very big. Once you see the patients, you can diagnose a spot diagnosis you can do. By physical examination is very important. By instructions only you can see it is a case of such and such deformity. It is a patient having a deformity foot is rotated internally. If foot is rotated internally, or you see this in this is case of this you can say, but only by physical examination you can say it is case of clubfoot or it is case of CTEV. So no any other specific investigation is needed in this case. So simply by physical examination is sufficient to diagnose this case. So clubfoot is very important or very common. So common clinical settings you can you come across with these problems. So you must know what is clubfoot and what are the deformities having. In case it can be diagnosed just after birth, or it can be diagnosed pre-birth. So in case of if the child is developing in the womb of the mother, so by ultrasonography you can diagnose previously pre-birth. During pregnancy, it can be diagnosed. In the late pregnancy, it can be diagnosed by ultrasonography also. So these two methods, by ultrasonography and during the womb or after birth, we can simply diagnose by seeing the patient's in case of congenital clubfoot or congenital deformities. So what are the problems basically having this child? This is very important because early diagnosis is very important in case of CTEV and clubfoot, because if you diagnose it properly, diagnose it early, you should start your treatment early, so it's 100% successful treatment is there. If you undiagnose the patients, it will later be that, so patient will have a deformed foot, painful foot, infected foot, so many problems, callus deformity. So patient life is very hell. So this is very important. You can diagnose as early as possible, just after birth, and start treatment just after birth, or 100% successful rate is there. So this is very important. This is very correctable deformities. Is very correctable deformity. Successful treatment is there. So don't delay to diagnose it. So as early as possible, diagnosis is very important. Just after the birth, the child can be seen from top to head to foot fit and see what are the abnormalities having or not. If your the pediatrician can say it is a case, or you are there or saying oh patient is born, so you can diagnose a case of clubfoot. Then start treatment as early as possible. This is very important to emphasize. I am giving this emphasis on this early diagnosis, and as early as possible diagnosis just after birth is very important. So what are the deformity basically having in this case? This is important. What are the deformity? What are the deformities having in this case are? This is name that the name suggests. As the name suggests, is it case of CTEV, congenital talipes equinovarus deformity. Congenital is by born. The talipes. What do you mean by talipes? Talipes because it's talus. One bone is tarsal bone is talus bone. So talus become talus talipes deformity is talus become pes. So talipes deformity, talipes equinovarus. Equinus means like a horseshoe. It is there, and varus is a heel becomes varus. Heel goes into varus. So basic deformities are adduction at forefoot, adduction at forefoot, inversion, subtalar joint, subtalar joint, and that is subtalar joint and varus is there. Heel goes into varus, and basic deformity start with the talus, which will become equinus. This foot is become this foot will become equinus varus. The whole ankle goes into the equinus deformity. Whole foot goes into equinus deformity. So equinus, it is basically at the ankle joint. Ankle joint goes into equinus. Subtalar joint goes into the inversion, and forefoot goes into the foot adduction. So these are the very common deformities, and varus the heel goes into varus. So these 4 deformities are occurs in the case of CTB in the club foot. So always remember which deformity occur where. Is very, very important to know. Then you will correct it accordingly. You can correct what to do first, then second, then fourth, and fifth. So this is very important in managing this case. So these are the deformity. This can be corrected. So treatment should start without going to further details, further diagnosis, further investigation. You can start treatment just after birth. Mother, you can advise mothers, so massage it properly. Massage it and revert every deformity into opposite directions. So in this case, what is happening? The foot goes into inversion, so the child foot is like, if you remove it can chill by the sides or can stand by the dorsum of the foot. It can be dorsum of the foot or side of the foot. So inward deformity can be manipulated like outward. Inward deformity can be manipulated outward. So manipulation. So start manipulation from day first. Advised by the mother. Mother can manipulate the foot while giving the feeding. When the mother will give the feeding, then at the time during the feeding, she can manipulate the foot. There are so many methods came into picture how to manipulate, how to do. So after manipulation, then start the serial castings. Serial castings is there. What do you mean serial casting? Serial casting. Start casting there, correct it and cast it by the plaster. And so to put the plaster cast after correcting the deformity somehow, or you put the cast and leave it for weeks or 2 weeks, and then again the child will come, cut the plaster, then again correct it and put the plaster, again correct it, put the plaster by 3 to 5 serial casting, 3 to 5 serial castings. Deformity get corrected. Deformity get corrected by 3 to 5 castings. So serial cast by manipulation and serial casting is very, very important in this case. So serial casting start. There are 2 methods. There are so many methods. Basically, common one is kite methods and Ponseti method. Kites methods and Ponseti methods. Kite methods and Ponseti methods. What do you mean kites method? So start correcting the deformity. First of all, correct the adduction, then inversion, then go to the equinus deformity, ankle deformity. So first of all, start with this one. if you start correcting first the equinus deformity, that will lead to rocker bottom deformity. Rocker bottom deformity. Rocker bottom deformity. Rocker bottom deformity. Rocker bottom deformity will lead to rocker bottom deformity. If you correct, first of all, correct the, without correcting the adduction or inversion first of all, you try to correct the equinus deformity. The talus again goes into the deeper side or towards the heel. So what will happen? The talus goes in directly, so it will become a vertical talus. So talus become vertical, and that will lead to rocker bottom deformity. Vertical talus, it will produce rocker bottom deformity in kite methods. So if you start with the kite method of serial casting, so first of all correct the adduction. Then inversion, then equinus, lastly equinus. So correcting in this serratum is needed in case of kites. Neither it will lead to rocker bottom deformity if you start correcting from here. So start correcting from adduction, inversion in this direction, not the opposite direction. So it's very important in kites methods. But in case of Ponseti methods is different. Ponseti method is different. It is based on the deformities. Basically, deformities where? The deformity is at the talus, not the side. He has Ponseti's methods is very, very important. Ponseti has described the deformity in very unique way or very physiological way. It is not just correcting the deformity, it's corrected the basic physiological problem is there. What is basically physiology? There is a basically unlocking of the talus with the other foots, other bones. So basically talonavicular problem is there. So this unlocking so talus locked into the abnormal position. The talus goes into the abnormal position. The talus goes into the vertical talus. It becomes a foot. So talus is vertical in nature. It is not like this. So it is not in this navicular. It attached with the navicular properly. So it is navicular is there or it is there. So it is not uncoupling. Basically it is abnormal coupling of the talus. Basically it is the abnormal coupling of the talus. So it in what Ponseti said, first of all unlock the abnormal deformity. First of all unlock the abnormal deformity just by pushing the greater toe. Just by pushing the great toe in abnormal position and correct position. Whatever the correction you feel, or put your pressure on the talus. And correct the deformity of the foot by giving the traction on the great toe. And put the pressure on the talus. So by this maneuver, whatever the correction you have, you put the plaster. So whatever will happen, so one plaster, two plaster, three plaster, you will find the talus goes into the normal position, it get unlocked first and then lock normal position. So once the talus goes into the normal position, every deformity is corrected. So again it needs 3 to 4 serial cast. 3 to 4 serial cast. Again it is needed in Ponseti method. Also very good method. So nowadays cache methods are not used. Ponseti methods is a quite commonly used in our scenario. So I can say the Ponseti method is best method than the kite method, or you should start with this kite methods. Even after doing these problems, these methods either kite or isn't, so you will correct almost all deformity by conservative method only by putting the plaster or manipulation in plaster. But in some cases you might have some problem. So no, it is not fully corrected. So again, what you do? So sometimes in positive methods you will need to correct the tendo-Achilles. Tendo-Achilles is very important. The tendo-Achilles tendon is very tight in this case, or it is a cause of equinus deformity. So if the tendo-Achilles is very tight, T is very tight, tendo-Achilles tendon is very tight, what to do? You should cut the or lengthen the. Either you should lengthen the tendo-Achilles tendon, or you should cut the tendo-Achilles tendon, and then you will find this correction is very fine. So some times it is coming from picture mind. If I will cut the tendo-Achilles tendon, what will happen? It will plantar flexion of the plantar flexion will be no. So normally, it has been already documented that if the tendo-Achilles tendon is cut in the childhood, so it can again repair itself. So many literature is supporting this thing. So don't worry, you can cut or you can lengthen both way. You can correct the deformity of equinus deformity or tendo-Achilles tightness. So sometimes you need to cut, sometimes you need operation. Most of the time, so there is no operation is needed. If the child comes later on, or before your serial castings is not sufficient for the corrections, you do the serial castings, good fail, or the child comes to a very late age, then what will happen? Then you have to go for soft tissue release. Posteromedial soft tissue release is very important. What are the tight structure in the posterior part, and what are the tight structure in the medial side? The posteromedial soft tissue release is the answer. If child comes to your later age, then you go for the bony corrections. If the child comes to late stage after 4 years or 5 years or 6 years, then it is very difficult to correct the deformity by manipulation or serial cast. Then you have to go for bony correction. So you have to cut the bone. So different types of osteotomies are also recommended in this case, in the late case. So even so these are the methods how to treat. Even you will correct the deformity in the early stage. So maintain it up to the 80 years of age. If either by operation, either by conservative methods, whatever the method you choose to correct the deformity, or however it is corrected, either correction is achieved by serial cast, or correction is achieved by the operation. So maintenance of that corrected foot is also very important, or you should take care of the child till the age of 8 years. So by different method, different types of sprint is there. So it's very important. Sprinting is very also very important in the steps after serial casting or operation. So sprinting is also very important tools in correcting this deformity. So after correction by conservative method or by operation, so sprinting is also very important sprinting, either conservative or operation If you correct, then you go for splinting. Splinting is very important. So different kinds of splint is there to correct the deformity, or it should continue the splinting till the age of 8 years. So this night splinting is different, and if the patient is not walking, then the same splint in the night or late day can be used. But child is start walking, then so you have to change the splint. A splint in the night is different, and then walking splint is different. So walking CTEV shoes is there. There are CTEV shoes is there. CTEV shoes. CTEV shoes is there. So you can do after walking, you can use CTEV shoes. So these are the methods you can use in case of CTEV to correct the deformity. So it's very important, especially in it is not a big problem for the developed country, but it's a very problem in developing country or third world country. Still so many patients you can see in all older age. It is walking on the dorsum of the foot or side of the foot, having callus, and dorsum of the skin is very pliable, so it become infected, callus deformity. So these are the painful life they have. So if you treat it properly in a childhood, so this is very important. So even it is congenital deformities are still having some social stigmas is there. So God has भगवान ने दिया है तो क्या ट्रीटमेंट होगा. Once I see one patient is coming with a cleft foot when I was the assistant of the medical science plastic surgery department. One patient come with the club foot, her father is coming with another problem. His mother is suffering with the burn injury. So we are dealing with the burn injury, but child is of the age of 12 years, 8 to 12 years. He is burning up. Say, what is happening? ये foot को ये जो cleft foot ये cleft lip था, ये क्यों हो गया ऐसा? जबकि वो पूर्णिया साइड का रहने वाला था और उसके फादर जो थे वो he was Brahmin family. Even though he was a Brahmin family, और क्या बोला कि ऊपर वाला दे ही दिया तो सर इसमें क्या हो सकता है. और इसे ऊपर वाला ने दे दिया तो क्या हो सकता है, अब तो कुछ नहीं हो सकता. नहीं इसको हम करेक्ट कर देंगे. तो माता ये ऊपर वाला दिया है लेकिन प्लास्टिक डिपार्टमेंट में खड़े हो, ये करेक्शन हो सकता है. So social stigmas how deeply seated in our countries. So you think is this. So your duty is also know. It can be wherever you are living in your society. You can say congenital deformity is also corrected. It can be corrected, or surely it is corrected. Successful treatment is there. So you must pass this message to also in the society to overcome the taboo of the society also for the congenital deformity. So I am saying CTEV deformity is very common deformity. It can be treated properly, or how it is treated, or basically these are the methods I am just summarize. So you can any question you have, and you can be in your mind. You can ask on my telephones or on WhatsApp. So today I am closing these chapters. Next congenital deformities, whatever they will be common, either you people can give, or I will select, and I will take another class for the congenital malformation. Thank you.